And I guess we haven't talked about it yet, so I will talk about it now. Hey, Brave Counter. Brave Counter is broken, right? Obviously, it's the same input as Raging Strike. You just hit medium and heavy, but while you're blocking instead of while you're free. Yeah. Gets them off you, makes you invincible, knocks them down. Hard knockdown on Brave Counter too, so you can get Oki off of it, right? You can get Wake Up Pressure. So, more Brave Counter, right? Brave Counter is real broken. And you know what? That's completely the same after the patch, too. It is completely unmentioned in the patch notes. So, like, if you're ever in a situation on defense where you're like, you know, like, I don't really know what to do here. I don't really know how to get out. Brave Counter, the default answer, is not a bad idea. Of course, as you get into higher levels of play, people might start baiting it, people might start punishing you for it. But Brave Counter more, definitely. All right, folks, we are back for more Gray and Blue Fantasy vs. Rising action for you here. More replay reviews, and working through that backlog. We're into August 9th. We're almost at the patch. Almost at the patch, guys. It's August 20th is when the patch actually dropped, right? Is that right? No, that's when the patch notes came out? No, I think it's when the patch dropped. Yeah, that's when Lucilius came out. And we have two of the characters, unfortunately. Last time we did Belial, who was basically the exact same, and Zoe, who is mostly the exact same. Or at least, you know, in terms of their game plan. These are two characters that are relatively quite different, especially this Lucilius guy, but we'll talk about it anyway. We have Gran versus Fasan right here. Sure, that's I think that's like his. It's like Lucifer, right? It's kind of like the nickname for Lucilius there. But yeah, we got a 5-minute replay of Gran versus Lucilius. Let's see what we can find. Maybe if there's maybe we can actually get 2 replays in a single video. We'll see. Says he has trouble dealing with his pokes, which I mean, fair enough. Again, Lucilius is obviously he's very different after the patch, but it's mostly in the sense that he's just better. Like his game plan is still kind of the same. He's just way better at it, right? He does more damage. He builds Blade a little faster. So maybe we can still have some universal stuff here. As always, I gotta remember to say this at the beginning of every replay review, right? We're gonna talk about every time you get hit, every time you lose your turn. These are good places to sort of like default to if you can't find anywhere else to analyze a replay. And also, as far as aggressors and defenders in this matchup, I mean, definitely post-patch and probably pre-patch as well. This is kind of one where I think Gran probably needs to get in here, right? Gran's got a fireball that, you know, has a shorter cooldown than Lucilius's, certainly, because Lucy, all of his moves have very high cooldowns early on. And he's got some decent normals, but Lucilius has better normals, and Lucilius, again, pre-patch, kind of, post-patch, definitely is a ticking time bomb that will just kill you if you let him stand at the end of the screen for long enough, right? So this is very much the case of, I think, Gran needs to find ways to get in here without basically dying to the wall that is, you know, Iblis, Far L, 5M, things like this, right? So we'll see. We'll see how it's played here. Okay. I say this. A lot of Luciliuses do play very, very aggressively, right? And that's happening right now. Round start 6XM. Take your toes right away. Shiny Lucy, yeah, the PS5 Lucy. Okay, fine. Get your toes taken, nerd. Go. I mean, that's already pretty good. I don't know if you like it. There is a gap here, yeah. If Lucy does the wrong fireball and pressure, there is quite a bit of startup and a gap. You can kind of fuzzy match on Lucy to try and interrupt this. I'm bad at fuzzy matching, but it's true. So I mean, immediately, I don't know if that was. I imagine you're not fuzzy matching there. You're just kind of matching and it worked. But that's good. That's good. Well done, right? It's not a bad idea. I like the use of Grand Sweep is a fucking war crime, by the way. So I love the use of this button too, right? We're gonna try and keep it simpler, obviously, because we are talking about like a relatively beginner player, at least at this point. So it's been a couple of months. I'm sure Grand has gotten better since then. But yeah. So the usage of sweep is great, I think. That button is a great low profile. It's very fast. It's cancelable, so it's safe all the time, right? I really like the idea. Yeah, just a little bit of a hit confirm fail here. That's fine. You got punished for it. Not too big of a deal. Yeah. Oh, okay. DP. It's not really too scary for you right here. In fact, actually, so here's something. A bit of a knowledge check, I think. Lucy's minus here, right after this Iscariot, right? This is your turn. You're gonna just like hit 2L or 5L or something, right? Or even 2U, yeah, like, you know, still frame 7 cancelable, right? Giant low profile. There's no need, like, it was your turn. There's no need to take this big risk on DP right here. That's fine. Bonk, sure. Eating a lot of damage here. Okay, yeah. I think there's a general bit of like panic, I think, a little bit here. Maybe that roll is a misinput, but there's no, you know, again, like you're still in the driver's seat here, right? Last thing you did was hit him. Sure, your 2U whiffed. Maybe you're trying to like cancel into something, but yeah, this roll is not really necessary here. I don't think it did go through his first far L, but rolls are still a pretty long animation that can be punished certainly. Okay, yeah, sure. Owie. Reversal SSBA, fine, and it works, yeah. Again, the ideas I like a lot. So I like a lot of the ideas here. Just like there are some times where you just don't know certain things are minus or things like that. and run up Raging Strike. Sure, you have the meter to follow that up, right? So I guess that's something. I like this idea, but yeah, you do need 25 meter to actually be able to do anything off of this, unless it's in the corner, right? So I like, you know, just like putting your nuts on the table there, so to speak, and forcing him to respect that. But honestly, I like the DP here too because he's on chip. So again, this is something just a general fundamental thing to keep in mind, right? I like the fireballs here. He's low on health. As soon as he blocks this, he spot dodges the first one. He blocks that one. He's on chip now. Any special you hit him with will kill, right? So even if he blocks DP, even if he baits it out and blocks it, right? He does just die. So he has to like run up to you and spot dodge, which is not something you're gonna see very much, I don't think. At sort of the more beginner intermediate levels of play. We doing VOD reviews? Yeah. So yeah, okay. Right away, I'm seeing a little bit, and I get it. Listen, I get it. I have not played a character with a meterless DP yet. If I did, I don't even want to know what I would do. But blocking is good, man. Blocking is strong in this game. I know that the joke is that it's a fighting game, not a blocking game. But like, blocking is real good, right? There's like the DP is very risky and honestly not very high reward. It's mostly used as like a mental tool. I think I'm definitely seeing a little bit too much EX DP, right? Like besides the fact, ignoring that this isn't. This is minus, right? So this is your turn. But like in general, I would say like you don't even need to DP very much at all, right? Blocking is real good, man. People can only keep up safe pressure for a limited amount of time by design. So if you just block it out for a bit, you'll be fine. Okay, sure. How'd you get hit here? Oh, that cat just kind of tried to charge out and got 6XL'd. Understandable. Grand Blue's a blocking game? It kind of is, honestly, in some cases. It's a blocking game and a BCing game, which we're going to talk about that in a second too, by the way. Like, I mean, here's the thing, right? Some of these DPs are working, but think about even here, right? I mean, like... Also, wait, can he tech this? He can tech this landing, no? Or can he not? Is Grand's EXDP a hard knockdown? Did I ever know that? But like, you know, it's the risk here is real big. Or like, if this hits, you get a little bit of damage. No? Okay, he just didn't tech it. Because I was gonna say, normally you don't get out of the corner for DPing, but it would say down if it was. I think it does, right? Right. It says... Oh no, that down was for Grand. Got it, yeah. It's in tech, yeah. So normally you don't get out of the corner, right? And you just get a little bit of damage, right? Whereas if he blocks that, you die. So like, the risk, even when the DPs work, the risk reward is not that amazing. Just be a little bit more careful. Only the first hit is a hard knockdown? Oh, weird. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, sure. Oh, I mean, I do like, but again, keeping it simple, this button, Grant has some dumb shit, man. This is one of them dumb buttons. That button is stupid. I think it got buffed in the patch too, right? It's got even more range now than it used to or something, right? Or no, it starts up faster, right? Is that JU? So like, I like the use of that button. This thing is dumb, right? This button, 2U, I mean, you're using boot, but you're using it in a way that is a little bit, using it too up close, right? Remember, boot is unsafe from up close. You have to space it out. The further away it hits, right, the more plus you are. So be careful using it in block strings like that. Like when you're just like hitting someone who's blocking. Interesting thing about this is not really, I don't think it's like high, even though we are talking about, you know, like B to A rank gameplay here, I think this is still worth mentioning, right? Because I don't think it's like a very advanced thing. It's just kind of something you wouldn't know if you didn't try it, right? And the thing is, whenever Bubs teleports, or Lucilius teleports here at all, this is still true post-patch, by the way. When you ever see him disappear like this, right? He can do three things. He can either show up and explode, like he does right here, right? That's the medium one. He can empty teleports. He just shows up and like is in front of you. Or he comes from the air and he's plus on block with like the little dive, right? Or the U version too. That's different. It flashes blue. You can tell that one is that one. But for any of those three versions, light, medium, or heavy, if you can just, as soon as you see him teleport like this, right? As soon as you see this, just 6XL. Just dash out, right? Nice and simple, nice and easy. There's really like almost no element of timing here either. And what it does is, unless you're playing Voss-Raga, Voss can do it too. It's just bad. Voss can do it too. You have to react faster because but I tested this. Voss can 6XL as well. It's just worse because the 6XL is so bad. But with Gran, you certainly can, right? So you can just dash L every one of these, right? And if he does the light one, he either gets hit or blocks depending on what he was mashing out of the teleport, right? If he does the medium one, he just gets counter hit straight up, right? And if he does the heavy one, he misses and you go first, right? He misses and you're plus. So as like a general, this move is fake, right? Versuta gets hit by the H1. That one makes sense. But yeah, because Versuta's 6XL goes nowhere for like a good 20 frames. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, she has the worst 6XL in the game for like immediate forward momentum like that. So that one makes sense. Yeah, but yeah, with Grand, it's not the problem. So this move is fake. For 99% of the cast, this move is fake. If you see him do this, and it's not like basically explicitly to bait out a throw or a brave counter or something, you just die. Or he just dies. He should just die. React, dash L, and take and go from there, right? Just a bit of a, because again, I don't think that's like difficult to implement. I think it's just like, because yeah, I'm trying to tailor my advice towards the fact that this is a B1 replay, right, that we're looking at here. But that's not hard, I don't think. It's just something you wouldn't think about until you're told about it. I think anyone can implement that into their game theoretically. Again, same thing here, right? Like when you see him teleport from full screen like that, just brain dead, right? Just 6XL, just dash and 6XL. He'll whiff. You'll be like +7 or something. If you're really quick, you can hit him for it. Otherwise, it's your turn at the very least, right? Okay, sure. Raging Strike extensions, like the idea. Sure, yeah. Boot combo. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, lots of you roll a lot actually, and my guess, I'm not sure if you played a lot of Smash or something before you got here, but you roll a lot, and it's not super good. Like it's like at least not as like you know, you don't roll on offense very much. Keep in mind, roll is a full half second. The name of the song is Yodeling in Meadow Hills, right? So like you roll a lot. Like you roll here, you get hit for it, right? And then you jump and then you roll again, right? Roll is 30 frames where you can't do anything, and yes, it's invincible, sure, but it's only invincible from the knees up as well. In general, I would recommend rolling more as like specific counterplay to specific moves, not as like a thing you just throw out, right? I would say that's as far as like just fundamentals. DP a little bit less, roll a little bit more, and I guess we haven't talked about it yet, so I will talk about it now. Hey, brave counter. Like, I understand that, you know, again, this is one of those things that is not, again, it's not very hard to implement. It's just, you know, you don't think about it too much until you actually get it told to you. You Raging Strike to Lucilius earlier. I like that. Raging Strike is very good, and it's even better at low levels, where people are not very good at spot dodging yet, and people might not even know you have to spot dodge it. They might just, like, try to block it and die, right? So I love the Raging Strike use. But Brave Counter is broken, right? Obviously, it's the same input as Raging Strike. You just hit medium and heavy, but while you're blocking instead of while you're free. Yeah. Gets them off you, makes you invincible, knocks them down. Hard knockdown on Brave Counter too, so you can get Oki off of it, right? You can get Wake Up Pressure. So, like, more Brave Counter, right? Brave Counter is real broken. And you know what? That's completely the same after the patch, too. It is completely unmentioned in the patch notes. So, you know what happens if you message Blau WhatsApp? You know, don't call Blau WhatsApp after 3 a.m. Worst mistake of my life, kind of thing. You don't talk about. The number's in his greeting card, so go ahead, try it. Well, report back. But Brave Counter is real good. You should Brave Counter more often. Like, if you're ever in a situation on defense where you're like, you know, like, I don't really know what to do here. I don't really know how to get out. Brave Counter as the default answer is not a bad idea. Of course, as you get into higher levels of play, people might start baiting it. People might start punishing you for it. In general, it's usually safer to Brave Counter specials than normals. But at this level, try not to... I don't want... Because I built a bad habit with Brave Counter where I over-relied on it really hard when I was newer to the game. And it's even till this day, I still have bad habits with it. So, like, maybe just as you're starting out to use it here, use it mostly on special moves and on really, like, big slow moves, maybe, that are very obviously not cancelable into anything, right? But Brave Counter more, definitely, because right now you're doing it not at all. Raging Strike is good. Honestly, use it even more, and then definitely start Brave Countering, too. This is certainly something, okay. Again, be careful about boots, right? Using boots too up close. The Lucy missed his Punisher, he started to close H you, right? But be careful about boot. You Fireball is Raging Strike, and it works. Who are you reviewing? We're reviewing this here Granathan, right here. B1 Granathan. Fighting Lucilius. Talking about some general Lucilius counterplay and some fundamentals. Yeah, in the corner is a great time to Raging Strike also. So again, certainly in these lower levels, people are going to be a lot worse at just like trying to spot dodge it or something like that, right? So I would recommend that. All right. Game number 2. Let's see. But yeah, so far it's DP a little bit less. In fact, maybe a lot less. Brave Counter more. Okay, so yeah, here's a good example, right? Here's something you can swap out, basically. A lot of the times, it seems like when you're like not really sure, like, oh man, like what do I do? What do I do? Like Lucilius has me in the corner, he's pressuring me or something, and I'm scared. You DP, you EXDP, right? Brave Counter is a much safer option there, right? So DP a little bit less, and every one of those DPs you take out, maybe include a Brave Counter there instead, right? It's higher rewards and it's lower risk, so I would recommend doing a little bit more of that. 6XL the Tesseras, right? How do I sign up? Wait, sign up for what? Blau WhatsApp? If you want to put a replay, it's in the Discord channel, Kira. There's a replay review channel. But yeah. Well, they're saying, oh yeah, BC more, DP less, 6XL on Tessera, Raging Strike more, and be careful using boots when it's too far away. That's as far as things to do like less of, and then the Brave counter. Also, 2U is great. Use more. Oh, and roll. Don't roll on like your own offense or in neutral so much. That's very punishable, right? And then also 2U, stupid move. You are using it a good bit. Use it even more. That thing is real dumb. JU, stupid move. Use it more, right? Rokugetsu when season 2 comes out. I'll do my best. We're working through a lot today, at least. That's something. Yeah, boot is stupid. Use more boots as well, but make sure you space it out. Yeah, EX, yeah, you haven't used a single EX boot, right? From like these sort of distances. Like if you're wondering, like, you know, how do I get past Lucilius's spooky neutral pokes, right? First of all, I mean, he teleports here. But like from kind of like the sort of far mid-range, you can EX boot, right? And it's a range where Lucilius's big pokes can't really interact, and you can, right? And if you space it out, it's plus on block. So Gran has some dumb stuff. You're using some of it. You're not using enough of it, right? And when I say dumb stuff, I mean strong things. And don't feel bad saying like, oh, this move is really good, I shouldn't use it. No. Like, everyone else is going to be using all of their broken, stupid, overpowered stuff. You got to do the same thing, man. You got to do the same thing to keep up. So yeah, 2Us, JUs, EX boots, right? More of that so far. Anyway, onto game 2. What's going on here? Let's see there. Gran's 5H is good too. True. Big stupid button that you're gonna stick out in neutral, right? You can cancel into boots as well. Yeah. Goated song, man. All right, let's see. Lucilius. So like honestly, even at round start, like yeah, see, like at round start here, he hits his far M. You notice it doesn't reach? You know what you have that does reach? Actually, from any Granathons in the chat, from round start is EX boot plus or minus? I actually don't know. Because like obviously if it's further away, I think from here it's plus, right? From this, or is it minus from round start distance? Any knowers? Regardless, even like, you know, it's a little belligerent, but like round start EX boots every now and then, why not, man? Why not? It could work, right? In this case, for example, I'm not sure if it would have crushed the far M, or I want to say plus. I think it might be plus from that spacing, but I'm not sure. Yeah, you know, there's more boots. Like round start, do like again, so for example, what you do here is round start, you jump back. And I'm not sure if it's because it was a misinput or if you're scared of Lucy or something, but again, you in this matchup are the aggressor, right? Especially post-patch. You are the aggressor, right? So doing this is I mean, and this was so it's not really playing that way, but again, in general, right? I want to say plus, I want to say minus. Well, goddamn. I'm trying to make sense out of this title. Help me out here. She review all my replay till I learn. I don't know what you're talking about. I think it makes perfect sense. I think he's just out of plus range. Okay. But anyway, so you jumping back round start like this, Lucy wants distance, right? Lucy wants distance because he wants to build up blade level, because then he, especially post patch, he's a god once that is fully once he's fully stocked up, right? And again, in general, he is going to be better at that sort of like middle distance than you are, because he just has better. You have good buttons. He has better buttons. He has some of the best buttons. He has, you know, like his 5L, for example, really is like the best button in that class, straight up, right? That's a fun video idea actually. I'll jot that down for December. The best move in every category, like the best far L, the best 5L, the best whatever. I can split that into multiple. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm spitballing here. Anyway, but up close, right? You have a lot of very good pressure options. You can be plus. You do a shit ton of damage, right? So you are the aggressor in this matchup. Jumping back round start is not what you want to do. You want to try and pressure Lucy as best as you can. Okay, sure. Owie. Okay, fine. Remember again, this is where JU, man. JU is the GOAT. JU is your cross-up button. Like in this situation where you're like, if you're not certain if you're gonna get on either side of a mirror, by default, when in doubt, JU, right? JU is a stupid ass button. Okay. Oh, I like the 5H. I like it. Again, though, careful the rolls, right? We talked about it before. These rolls, it actually beat the 6XL here, which is crazy. But I mean, it'll always do that. I'm just saying, like, you didn't get punished for it in some other way, right? But you know, be careful. Be careful the rolls. 2U again. 2U. I love it, right? More of that. That button is real dumb. Again, don't forget you can cancel this into things too. If this hits, you can like boot here or like fireball even. I think fireball should catch from there, right? But you can boot, right? Do not be scared to cancel 2U into things. Round start boot is -3. Okay. So maybe not. Okay, maybe don't. Oh, I mean, even still, yeah. I mean, you can still do it to close distance, I suppose. And like if you try to stick out a button, you might crush it. But yeah, maybe not round start boots. But again, more EX boots certainly. But yeah, 2U cancel into things. Don't forget. All right, sure. Again, in a lot of these cases where you're DPing right now, you could switch in some Brave counters and have a lot more success, I think. I like the air-to-air. Sure, sure. Okay. I like it. I like this is a good block string, right? It's like kind of like normal into EX Fireball. I like the idea there. Nice and safe, keeps you +2. Yeah, okay. Keep in mind again, right? You're using boot a lot, which is you're using boot to the amount I want you to use it. You're just using it from way too close, man. Right? Like the amount of times you've used boot is the amount of times I want to see you use boot, just not from that close, essentially. Right?
Nerd.
Yo, Theodar, thanks for the follow. Owie. Again, boot is unsafe up close, as in you can get hit for it up close, but from further away, you're fine. Okay, Lucy drops the combo. And yeah, I think he accidentally safe jabs you there. Unfortunate. Works out. Don't worry about that too much. Basically, you took a risk on SSBA. It didn't work. That's fine. Yo. JU, love it. Even when it don't work. Okay, I mean, the air-to-air on Tessera is certainly godlike. We talked about it enough at this point, right? But yeah, just remember, it happens a lot. A lot of times you get hit here, actually. Like, you're saying, like, oh, I struggle with Lucilius' pokes. Most of the times you've, like, gotten hit or taken damage or lost your turn have actually been you doing something unsafe on your own offense or mashing on your own minus frames, right? So be careful about that. Be careful. Okay, sure. DP again. The spots you're picking are good. Again, just switching out for Brave counter will be great. Understandable. Roll again, yeah, gets you clipped. The good news is that you have I think a lot of the problems are like they're repeating over and over, but they're very fixable, right? Yeah. There's nothing like super broken here. It's just a couple of habits you have that had you, like, if you don't do them, you'll be fine, right? Like, I think actually a lot of your, like, the general idea, the instincts here, a lot of them are good, right? It's just the example of that being, where was it? It was right around here, I think, after this SSBA, right? Right, like the example, like in this like round ending situation, you just run up and Raging Strike his ass. I love that, right? You're using a lot of the good moves. You're just using them like maybe not necessarily to the best of their potential, or like using them in the wrong place sometimes, right? But, like, you're using your 2U, you're using boots, you're using JU, you're fireballing, right? The same thing with the chip, right? I love the right here, right? So kind of right after this, right? Throwing these fireballs to put them on chip. That's great, right? And here actually DP is a great idea because even if he blocks it, he dies. So like a lot of your like the deeper level processing, I think, is good. I think you're not having a problem there. It's just there's like some fundamental shallow stuff that you're doing quite wrong. That's good news though, because that's very easily fixable, right? No, it could be a habit, but still, right? So primarily, what are those things, right? This is a quick review here, right? You DP way too much. You DP way too much. It works because that Lucilius is kind of just like running at you, but this is the kind of thing that will get you killed in a lot of matches. And again, there is a safer alternative here, and that is Brave Counter. So basically, anytime you want to DP, just Brave Counter instead. Kind of switch that out in your brain like that, right? You use a lot of boot, but you use it when it's way too close, and you get punished for it, right? So try and space that out. Boot is a really good move. It's just not a point-blank move, right? It's not a point-blank pressure move. The fireballs are great. All of the fireballs. Even honestly, like, you use Raging Strike, use it even more. That shit is great. And again, it's even better in lower ranks, right? More Raging Strike. Again, you're using 2U, you're using JU. I like it. But remember, 2U is cancelable, right? So whenever you hit a 2U, which you actually do a couple of times here, right? Whenever you get a 2U, make sure you like cancel into boots or something, right? You get corner carry, you get damage, right? It's great. I think your combos are fine. I think your combos are totally fine for your level of play right here. Like that's a totally fine amount of damage to get off a hit like this. You don't need to like fully giga optimize everything right now. It's not important, right? You have more important things to worry about than optimizing combos. So I think there's nothing wrong there. I'd say being able to identify for yourself whether you're the aggressor or the defender in a matchup is a little bit tough without having a lot of character knowledge about the opponents, right? But I will say this in general. Gran is relatively happy to be up in people's faces, right? You can play aggressive a lot, right? I think you can play a little bit more aggressive in general. I think you play a little scared a lot of the time, right? You play a little bit scared every now and then in neutral, most of it, right? So you can be a little bit more confident to just like go in and do shit. You have good buttons, you have good specials, right? You have a lot of stuff that's plus on block. Like this 2M, for example, right, is plus on block. So if you hit this if they block this 2M, it's your turn, right? be a little bit more confident just like go in and kill people, right? But so what else did I mention? I think that was mostly it. You're doing a lot of stuff right. You just have to like fix some like if you like start brave countering, stop DPing, start canceling 2U, right? And stop. Oh yeah, stop. Oh right. Yes, I forgot about this. Please, for the love of God, stop doing this, right? This is not a good idea. I'm paused on a frame of it working, but again, roll is not a default sort of option, right? It's usually gonna get you killed, right? So I would roll a lot less, right? But if you do all of those things, right, those are like all kind of low-hanging fruits that will just kind of skyrocket your win rate, right? And again, I think at a core, like deeper down, a lot of what you're doing is correct, right? There's a point too where you did like a block string that I can't remember where you did it now, but you just do like auto combo into EX Fireball, you know, a nice safe way to end your turn, right? Because you always want to think about, because you were struggling a bit throughout this of like you say here that maybe I need help properly learning what to do with his poke attacks, right? But no, I think more so, like I mentioned, your biggest problem is a lot of the times when it's your turn. I mean, if I just find some snippet where you're on offense here, I bet we can probably just see it, right? Like right here, probably, I think. Yes, that's good. The fireball there is great. I mean, yeah, the roll. Your problem is doing unsafe things on your own offense, right? Whether it's the roll, whether it's doing boot way too up close, things like that. So you have to figure out what your, like, quote unquote, what your safe pressure strings are. And certainly, auto combo into EX Fireball is one of them. It's not just safe, it's plus, so it's you can just keep going after that. You spend the cooldown to extend your turn, basically. I guess this is something too, now that I think about it, as we talk about your offense here. We talked about your defense, right? Again, brave counter, less DP, right? Less rolling on defense. We talked about your neutral, you know, more 2, even on defense, more 2U, right? On your neutral, more 2U, more JU, more boot, right? Less rolling. But on your offense, it's a bit interesting, right? I don't think do you throw this Lucilius? I don't believe that you do, right? I don't believe you, maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe you throw this Lucilius as long as the set goes on. It's an important, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you do it once or twice, but it doesn't happen very often, right? It is important to remember, right? This is relatively fundamental that throw is really the only, like, there's not a lot of mix in this game, in the sense that there's not a lot of like unblockable high-low, left-right nonsense setups in this game, right? And Gran does not have a lot of them. So it's important to remember that, you know, throw is kind of your primary way of making people not just hold back and beat you, right? We talked about blocking is good in this game, and that goes for your opponent too. If you just keep doing auto combo into, you can do auto combo into Fireball, perfect. Now you're plus after that, great. You are now out of plus ways to end your pressure, and you're out of ways to like extend your turn in a way that matters, essentially. So if you're ever stuck, if you like, you know, I talk about this all the time, and again, I think this is something that you could say to a lot of like higher level players, and it's still true. But I think it's not very difficult to implement into your game plan at a lower level. So like you close L here, and then you go into the auto combo, and then you go into boots, right? In general, I think it's a good idea to make yourself more unpredictable. Is just like close L, and then pick an option as a base, right? Close L is like your starter for your pressure, and then go from there, right? What am I doing? Am I close L-ing and then pausing and throwing them? Because they can't block that, right? I have to tech that, right? Am I close L-ing and then doing like fireball or something to keep the turn going? Sure. Am I close? You can close L and then close H to catch them mashing, right? Am I going to close L and just go into auto combo? Right, sure. Am I gonna close L and like run away and boots or something? I don't know, right? But thinking of like simplifying the idea of like close L, this little punch right here, right? This is what gets everything started, and yeah, that one right there, right? This one right here. This gets everything started, and you go from there, right? I close L and I go from there, right? It can simplify your ideas a bit, right? Am I gonna close L and then 2U, right? Because the idea is basically the spacing matters a lot here. So auto combo is nice because if you want to do like all of course, no, don't do boot, right? Don't do boot this close. Like for example, auto combo will push you away, right? As you do the auto combo, it pushes you out. So if you decide to, you know, I'm gonna close L, I'm gonna close L, and you get pushed out. At that point, you might be in a good spot to hit 2U, right? If they try to swing something, the 2U might go under it, and then you trip them and you boot or something, right? But it's a good idea to have a canned strategy in mind for how to run offense. Don't just make it up on the fly, right? Have an idea of what your offense is that you go into a match knowing already, right? So again, a simple thing here is you can just have a very easy rock paper scissors of like you get in someone's face through booting or whatever, right? You're on offense, cool. You close L, that starts everything, right? And do you close L into throw? Do you close L into close H? If that, because people mash a lot, right? So do you close L into close H? If you close L and close H, it'll counter hit them for mashing, right? Or right, do you just like extend the turn even further by going like auto combo into EX Fireball to make the like, you know, kind of like have them, the longer people block, the more impatient they tend to get. So there is inherent value in just making your turn go longer and forcing your opponent to block for longer, right? So if you close L into the rest of the auto combo into EX Fireball, that counts, right? Close L into the rest of the auto combo into wait a second and like sweep them if you know, because now you're further away. That's fair, right? You can cancel sweep into things too. So whatever that is for the basic idea again, close L or throw, close L or close H, right? That just basic 50-50 right there is a great idea, right? That works out pretty damn well, actually. That works out even in the highest level of play. But of course, there's in people are playing really high level, they like play around with timing there, right? But the basic idea of like close L and then throw someone, or close L and then close H someone, is not a bad idea. That'll take you a long way, right? So I would say try to get that to be your default instead of what seems to, yeah, you kind of like auto combo into some kind of special, right? And most of your specials are unsafe if you don't have cooldowns up. So I would not do that. Besides that sort of basic flowchart for offense right there, honestly, there is no besides. Keep it simple, right? I don't think you need to make, I don't think, again, you're in this replay, you're in B1. Do you delay the close H? If they're mashing right away, there is a gap inherently, right? So if they're mashing right away, it just catches them anyway. You delay the close H if you want to beat delay teching or fuzzy mashing or something. Yeah, like it. But again, that's not really. I don't think you need to make it that complicated for B1, which is where this replay is taking place right now. Just flip a coin in your head, man. Flip a coin in your head. Every time you close L, go for delay tech. Yeah, you would delay the close H to be delay tech. That's correct. Yeah. But yeah, for you, Mr. Azure, Mr. Granathan, just close L and then decide like walk into them and throw, or walk into them and close H, right? And go from there. If they're mashing right away, just close L and close H right away, no delay, right? That is a much more sound offensive baseline than like auto combo into boots, which has gotten you killed a lot, right? Because again, actually, as much as I've been talking about your defense and your neutral the entire time, the biggest problem in this match probably overall is your offense. In the sense that every time it's your turn, it's usually the Lucilius' turn very soon after because you do something unsafe and he kills you, right? So, yeah, I think that about sums it up. Very quick, just because I'm repeating this more than I usually would, just because it's you know, I'm throwing a lot at a relatively new player, so I just want to repeat it real quickly. DPLS, Brave counter more 2U, more JU, more boot, right? But also 2U is cancelable, right? Don't roll, just stop rolling for a bit. You don't need it, just stop rolling for a little bit, right? For anti-Lucilius stuff specifically, every time he disappears for the teleport, just 6XL, it'll work. As long as you react fast enough, but you have a pretty big window to do it, right? And then for your offense, instead of doing like auto combo into boots, which gets you killed a lot, do either close L into close H or close L into throw. That mix gets you a long way, right? And also more Lightning Strike. That's it. All right, cool. That is gonna do it, I think, for this replay review. We might honestly, normally it's be about the time we probably go play some Vasaraga. We might check if the servers are up. We might just do some more replay review, honestly. The next one seems interesting. It's Star is a master player, so it'll be a whole different feel from the B1 one. But that's for Twitch. For YouTube, hi YouTube. Hope you're doing a good. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you had a good time with the video. If you did, any kind of like, subscribes, comments, bells, always greatly appreciated. You know what it is. I also stream every day from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. If you are so inclined, come by, hang out. We have fun around here. Down, link in the description down there. I also have a Discord. It's the one you're looking at right here. If you want to post replays or just learn more about the game or just have a good community around you, right? I encourage you to join. I take a long time to get to the replays. I'm gonna try and be better about it. I think I'm gonna try to give it its own time of the week moving forward. But even when I don't, lots of people will help out anyways, even if it's not me, right? There's lots of knowledge to be shared here. If you do join the Discord, be nice, or I'll shoot you in the head in Minecraft. Most importantly, I hope you had a great time hanging out today, as always. I know I sure did. Having a lot of fun with Granblue. Gonna be a lot more coming your way, and until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace.